Hello and welcome to this week's Talky Tuesday live stream with me, your host, Winters SEO. It's hot today, so I have on my summer hat. The cloth cap will mean I'd be raining from this part of my head down. This stops my head raining because this is a bit more, this is breathable. There's a bit for the air to the breathing. Some of the MUI plugs will not get gunked up with as much gunk, so I can still interface with the machine spirits after this chat is over. Good evening, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Warm is not the word for it, to be honest. Hot is probably the word for it. Cadia, hot. When the Blackstone Fortress smashed into it. That kind of level of heat. Subsequently, I can barely see. So we will be putting on the glasses, turning in, locking in, chatting with the chat this evening. Where the hell did I put my glasses? There they are. Thank you, Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor, for a gifted membership. Straight out the gate, gifting the membership. Thank you. Can we get a big W in the chat for that? Big W for Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. Coming in, gifting memberships already. There's an expert answering all your 40k questions, all your heresy questions. Indeed, any Warhammer related question, this expert this evening will be answering all the things. That expert is me. W. So if you have them, we're going to lock in. Okay, we're going to lock in because most of the times this gets unprofessional. I say some unprofessional things. Sometimes it gets a bit ranty. We're not going to be ranting. We're going to lock in. We're going to lean forward at least an 80-degree angle and focus on the chat this evening. This evening, it's about you guys, okay? This evening, it's about answering all the questions. We're going to lock in. I've been accused in the past of rambling or trying to do bits for the YouTube channel outside of the but we're not doing that. We're going to lock in. It's warm, it's so warm. What do we have for dinner? It's as hot as balls. Nice. I can read it a little bit from here. So honored to get heat stroke for the post that you've got. Yeah, Blood Buffalo. Preseason not looking so good, is he? What's happening to your defense? In other news, we also are hydrating. We've got the red electrolyte tab inside the water today. Keep your fluids up. Make sure you're getting those electrolytes, people. Seen you enjoying NIDS recently. Have you looked into synaptic nexus detachment? No, I haven't. I've done 2 battle reports, got back into the NIDS. I could look at the synaptic because I've got one. I was thinking, what am I going to run against Dark Angels Chris on Saturday? Warsmith Chris on Sunday. I'm thinking I'm going to do Grey Knights. He's bringing his Black Templars. That's new. So I do the Black Templars Grey Knights, kind of like a training exercise. I could do what? Synaptic Nexus. Any good? What is it? Here's a question. How many memberships would we have to give for you to eat a full bar of white chocolate live on stream? There is no limit. I will not eat white chocolate, and neither should you. It's heresy, it's evil. If someone offered you a small baby, deep fried baby, maybe on a stick, maybe coated in chocolate, doesn't have to be a human baby. It could be like a baby panda or a baby penguin, but deep fried, coated in chocolate on a stick. You're not going to eat it, are you? Because that's mean and cruel. We do not deep fry babies. We also do not deep fry white chocolate. It's sort of like Gladius for NIDS. Is it good? Synaptic Nexus? Is it interesting? Is it? I mean, why? Are the tournament heads doing it? Are they like leaning hard into it? Synaptic Tyranid players. Synaptic Nexus. Is it the wave? Deep fried panda sounds good. I know, right? You could if you want to eat a hedgehog, what you got to do is bake the hedgehog in clay, pack it in some clay, drop it in the fire, and then let it sit in the fire like a baked potato. And then an hour or so later, you pull it out of the fire, crack the clay off, and that will also pull all the spines and the top layer of skin and fur off as well. And then you can eat your hedgehog. So yeah, deep fried panda, same thing. The Hobo's been a member for 34 months. What an absolute legend. Thanks for that. But veal is good. Is it? I'm enjoying it and have had success with the synaptic nexus. I'll take a look. I'll write it down. Sometimes when I write things down on the notepad, they actually have, what is it called again? Synaptic nexus. Synaptic nexus. We could have a look at that one. Do you want me to tell you a secret about the last game that I had with Dark Angels Chris? It's hot in here, isn't it? That one. Synaptic nexus on the thing that is there. Look, there we go. Do you want me to tell you a secret about the last time? Me and Dark Angels Chris threw down. He turned up late. Normally people turn up in the morning, but it was like 3. And which gave me a bit of time to think about the kind of list that I wanted to throw against Dark Angels Chris, who normally brings sweaty lists. And he was bringing a Dark Angels list, which I thought was quite sweaty. So I brought a Necrons list, which I thought was quite sweaty. And I blew him off the table in a couple of turns. So those kind of battle reports, where it's over in turn 2, they don't see the light of day. They're not entertaining. I wouldn't want to watch them. You wouldn't want to watch them. So there was one against Tazanara as well, all the way from Japan. I flew all the way from Japan, and he blew me off the table in 2 turns. And it was like, it's not really entertaining. And I do try to entertain with the battle reports. And sometimes we fail. Anyway, it's hot. Have you noticed how hot it is? How hot is it? Oh, another thing I should mention as well. Someone from Canadian land said Tim Tams. Try the Tim Tams. They were like penguins. Talking about penguins and pandas. So we tried the Tim Tams, and they are like penguins. C-tier penguins. I think I've shared that with you already. I've already talked about the Tim Tams before. They're C-list penguins. They're not as good as penguins. But what is as good as a penguin? A penguin is top tier biscuit right there. Tim Tams were good, just not top tier. So how we doing, chat? Have we been outside today? Are we enjoying the hot weather? What did we have for dinner? We had barbecue. Well, it wasn't really a barbecue. She said, "What do you want to eat?" And I said, "Let's barbecue some sausages." And then I put those sausages in a really big roll with onion and peri-peri mayonnaise and ate that, and that was dinner. It was delicious. This hot weather can F off. Hobnob. Hobnob is one of the top tier biscuits. I work outside. I'm questioning life choices. That's Blood Buffalo, all the way from Buffalo. I would question your team's defense as well. I'm not going outside unless I have to. It's 30 degrees where I am in the USA right now. Friendly neighborhood inquisitor. 30 degrees in the USA right now. In the UK, it's about 78 degrees right now. It's very, very warm. People are melting. I'm not saying it's hot, but there's a giant dude outside in green power armor asking if they can come and enjoy our AC for a bit. Nice. Pre-season doesn't matter, doesn't it? If you were winning all the pre-season, though, you'd be saying the pre-season would matter, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? But you're saying the pre-season doesn't matter. It doesn't it? I mean, it clearly matters to the coach and to the teams to actually bother to wake up in the morning and put the uniforms on and go outside and run around the pitch. Pre-seasons don't matter, he says. Pre-seasons don't matter. Pre-seasons matter. They matter. It's just they matter. Just clearly not very much in Buffalo. They don't matter much. Most good teams lose pre-seasons. I know you play your backups in previous. I know how it works. Most people do like that, and they try out a few things. Second-rate teams, third-rate teams, things like that. But it definitely matters. I mean, did you see the Netflix TV series Quarterback? Did you see that? That was good, because they did 2 of them now. Check that out. And Joe Burrow's on there and things. Anyway, I'm getting distracted by American football. It's nearly the American football season, guys, and I'm a bit of American football. In the Canon, the Emperor. Yes, the Emperor walked. Yes, Josh Allen Josh Allen isn't the Emperor. We mustn't get locked into American football chat, though I am getting quite excited by the preseason stuff. Let's lock in to the Warhammers chat. Okay, everyone liked the stream. Shout out to the VOD squad. Shout out to the VOD squad. Anyone who's watching this after the live stream, shout out to you guys. And also, because we are a professional Warhammer live stream, don't forget to link your Netflix account with your Prime and then get an ad-free viewing experience here on Twitch. That's what they say. They say those things, right? You don't forget to link your accounts to your other account and then Bezos bucks. So we're professional. That's how professional we are. We're remembering the linking and the living and the liking and the thumbs ups and the linking. Professional Warhammer live stream. Where were we? So yeah, hot day, hot dogs for dinner. The cat, not cat, but the cat has been for the last 48 hours barely moving. He dug himself into the bush earlier on and didn't come out for about 6 hours. It was cool in the bush. I don't link. I watched the Galactica. What? he climbed into the bush. He would just stay in a deep bush, a nice cool bush. Sometimes you just got to bury yourself in a nice cool bush, right? But did you get any space dwarfs from space? I didn't get any space dwarfs from space. What's happened? Look, they didn't send me any of the space dwarfs. They did send me the PDF versions of all of the codexes and things, all of the things. And then when they send me stuff, if it's the PDF or if it's the real one, then I've got to find someone who's actually got the army if I haven't got the army, and then can they come round at the right time to link for the right thing so we can get a battle report to come out at the right time. There's a few dominoes that need to fall in place. If I was like professional studio and with like 5 employees or something, then we could smash it, no problem. But it's just me. And finding the right person at the right time with the right army, and the Games Workshop send me through the right stuff at the right time so we can link the things. It's hard. As an expert, does playing Space Wolves make you a furry? Yes, it does. Don't play Space Wolves. Otherwise, you're definitely a furry. Mind you, their new codex is quite cool. Have a nice, cold, ice-cold Bugman's. Nice. You need a loft. I do need a loft. It would be great if I had a lovely loft extension the whole length of the house with some Prepper aircon up there. Like, exterior mounted aircon. Fuck me, it's hot. The whole length. And then there'd be 2 tables. It'd be nice. I'm dripping, guys. I'm dripping. I'm absolutely dripping, and I can taste the barbecued sausage and all the onion. It just keeps coming up. Enjoying 3.0 so far? Yes, I am actually. There should be a 3.0 battle report coming out this weekend. I've recorded it on here. I haven't downloaded it into there yet. I need to edit it. But yeah, I'm very looking forward to. I am. It took the 3.0. I need to do a proper review on Heresy 3.0 because I was really salty after they changed it, because I really enjoyed the last one, and I ended up buying 6 legions, all over 5,000 points, one at least over 10,000 points. The Iron Hands. I went hard into it, and it took me a long time to recover. After Games Workshop took all my toys, like an embittered girlfriend, threw them out into the street and then run over them with the car. That's what happened. But I've been in the hobby long enough for them, my embittered ex-girlfriend, to do this to me quite a few times. And this is not my first rodeo. This is not the first time they've taken all my toys out, streamed them across the street and run over them with a car. So it took me a while. But yeah, I played yesterday, the day before. Did a nice one. Heresy should come out on Sunday. Very close game. I am enjoying 3.0. I am. It's just the worst and the best of Games Workshop rules writing at the same time. Blood Buffalo, thank you for your 13 months membership. And you say you prefer 3.0? Prefer 3.0. Is there a reason to bring a Pretor in Heresy? Or is it just cool for cool points? The reason to bring a Pretor in Heresy is it unlocks Apex detachments. You can't lock Apex detachments without it. So you need a Pretor. Also, a Pretor gives you an extra reaction. So unless you want to be running with 2 reactions at 3,000 points, you need a Pretor. So bring a Pretor, Apex detachments, and an extra reaction. You don't need one. You could just run with a couple of Centurions, but I think most Heresy 3.0 lists are going to have 1 Praetor and 2 Centurions in, and there's no reason not to, really. The 2 Centurions with Officer of the Line 2 will open up 4 other slots for you. The Praetor is good, and you'll put he's extra 5 attacks, initiative 5, weapon skill 6. He's a beast. Stick him in with a unit of Terminators. Stick him in a good Vanguard squad somewhere. Stick him in a good retinue somewhere. There's nothing wrong having a beast of a dude who can accept challenges in a rock somewhere. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I would bring a Praetor in almost all the lists. Apex Vanguard is nice. Love veterans. I'm not saying it's hot, but this guy across the street just killed a giant silver dragon thing by pushing it into the asphalt until it's warm. It's so warm, like the surface of the sun. The Delegatus gets you... the Delegatus does get you an Apex too, but it doesn't give you that extra reaction. The Iron Father does slap. The Iron Father wants to come running around with a couple of... what are they called? Castellax robots. You can stick them in a unit with some Castellax robots. But I have ran an Iron Father twice off camera and not put the robots with them, just ran them around. Doing in a unit of Gorgon Terminators, I think, in both occasions. Yeah, a Praetor in a big unit of Terminators, in a Spartan or in a Land Raider is a nice rock, It's okay. Eternal Crusader, hi. Welcome to the party. We are locked in. It's warm. We're talking. I'm paying attention to the live stream this evening, okay? I'll be paying attention. I'm not going to be ranting, answering your questions. I am the expert. Parachuted in this evening. Expert Winters here for answering any of your Warhammer questions. You should definitely bring a Praetor. If you are running Heresy 3.0, it is warm. I am enjoying Heresy 3.0. It took me a while to get there, to enjoy Heresy 3.0. Like I said, being in a relationship with Games Workshop is like being in a relationship with a bitter girlfriend when you're like 15 or something, or in my case, 17. When I was 15, I couldn't talk to girls. I was too scared of them. So, yeah, it's hard when she lets you down and when she runs around and smashes your toys. It's hard. But 3.0 is fun. I'm having fun with 3.0. I thought I'd gotten over it and I was past the 5 stages of denial. I thought I was in the acceptance stage. But it turned out that I wasn't. I was fooling myself, and it took and I'm probably fooling myself right now. Is it hot or is it just winters? Nice. Now, I'm still fooling myself. I'm not in the acceptance stage yet. I'm still at some level of denial, but I am having fun with it for the first time. I love the new Vulcan hairstand. Me too. The datasheet could have been better. Yes, it could. Damage 2 on Vulcan's spear is lackluster. I know, right? I think like Khan has damage 3 and Lucius has damage 3 and damage 3 is rare. Damage 3 weaponry is rare, but when it comes to the main characters, it should be damage 3, shouldn't it? It should be. Look at some what time's Sultan turning up? He's not turning up today. I'm the expert. An expert answers all the questions. Today's stranger come knocking. That's me. If you got any Warhammer questions, fire away. I like the new leadership system, even without sweeping. So yeah, again, need to do the review on Heresy 3.0. I think I played a few games. I like the new leadership system as well. New leadership system works. taking cool out from it works, okay? Do they need cool intelligence? I'm not sure. Sweeping advances, though, there's been a few occasions in a few games where a fight has happened in turn 2 and that fight is still going on at the end of the game. That's happened a few times. Chat, has that happened to you? Have you had any massive fights, like normally Terminator on Terminator, 10-man squads, and the fight is still going on at the end of the game? I wonder whether it felt to me on those occasions where there's been a few occasions where there's been a big ruckus, and it hasn't ended. And on those occasions I was wondering, is that why the sweeping advance mechanic was invented in the first place? Huh? Is that why the sweeping, to stop those big things? You know, you should just try and win your fight sooner. Do better. But someone kills 3 and they kill 3, and then it's normally been a couple of big Terminator on Terminator fights where, yeah, 10 Terminators versus 10 Terminators, they kill 2 each, they kill 3 each. Next turn they kill 2 each, they kill 3 each. Next turn they kill 2 each, they kill 3 each. There's no point in the Terminators who lost the combat disengaging. If they pass, but they could still disengage, because then there's the pursue mechanic, and you don't want them to disengage because then it frees up the thing. They just lock for a long time, you know. Is that just me? Have you any 3.0s out there? Is it just me? Any 3.0s out there that have had fights that seem to have gone on too long? I'm saying it's rare, but I'm saying it's happened. Seem to have gone on too long. And I think that's a consequence of the sweeping advance mechanic not existing. And I kind of like it if it was back. Or I kind of get why it was invented to begin with now more, you know? What changes would you make to Heresy 4.0 in 2028, says Heresy Squad, who's been a member for 20 months. Thank you for your 20 months. That is a massive question. What changes would you make to Heresy 4.0? Dude, that's probably... Heresy 4.0. What changes? You know, I want to say that part of the reason why I've struggled to make a Heresy 3.0 review video is 2 reasons. 1, need to play it enough to properly review it. But 2, to get rid of the saltiness in the back of my throat. But making a video like, what do I want to see for 4.0? That's one way of reviewing 3.0. Because they're clearly not going to go back. Heresy 4.0 is going to be a version of 3.0, and there's a couple of clear things in 3.0 that need fixing. Less than where are we? This is where being a smart general comes to play. You know what would happen instead. Right, okay. Not in Heresy, but it did have a game where Emperor's Champion was tapped for 4 turns. Okay. That said, I play with Scars, Blood. Yeah, right. Joseph Tree, thanks for competitive. Yeah. Have you played with a Titan on 3.0? No. Evening Wolfbook Chronicles, hi, aka Stylus. Nice of you to drop in. Thank you very much. Haven't touched the Titan yet. I honestly haven't touched the Titan yet. People keep asking me, both in the Discord and on the live streams, hey, have you done the Mechanicum homework yet? Or have you touched Knights yet? Or have you done this yet? Honestly, there's still a lot to unpack when it comes to the legions. Like, I only just played World Eaters for a couple of times the other day. So I've done World Eaters. I still haven't touched. I did do Raven Guard once. But of all the legions I own, I still haven't played all my legions yet. And then I want to play Mechanicum. And then I want to play the Custodians. Get them out on the table. They look broken AF. And I want to... So, it's layers. I got to, you know... here's the only question that matters for me. Codex Black Templars on a battle report when? Filming on Sunday. Filming one on Sunday with Warsmith Chris. Also filming a STC with Chris on Thursday. And I'm struggling to think of, I've got a couple of ideas about the topic, but I haven't locked in on a topic yet to have a good hour discussion with Warsmith Chris about. I say an hour discussion. There'll be half hour of rambling and absolute bullshit, and then about half hour of a proper discussion once we've done the rambling and bullshit. So if anyone's got any ideas about Stylus is not the genius. I'm the expert. Stylus is a genius, but an expert answers all the questions. I'm the Warhammer expert. Warhammer live stream, an expert, a good-looking expert, answers young, athletic, good-looking, answers all your questions. That's me. Stylus is a genius. He is, but he's not a Warhammer expert. So filming on Sunday for Wednesday or Sunday. No, look, filming on Thursday in SDC over the computer. We're doing the computer thing. And then he's coming here on Sunday to film a battle report, which is going to have Black Templars in it. And I'm thinking of running Grey Knights over the weekend, because Grey Knights are new as well, and trying them out. I do love that hat, so I hope... Yes, the hat, it's my summer hat. It's warm. It's so goddamn warm. Roo has just came in, swinging it around like a GG bad boy, and has gifted 5 memberships. Can we drop massive GGs in the chat, please, for Roo, for gifting 5 memberships? Thank you so much, sir. I really, really appreciate you. Very kind of you. Everyone, don't forget to like the stream. VOD Squad, thumbs up the stream. And don't forget to link your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account to get that ad-free viewing experience. Professional streamer. Link your Netflix account to your something. There's some linking going on, and thumbs up and subscribe and become a tier 3 channel member, where you too can get an extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesday and support your favorite Warhammer content creator, which is probably not me. But if you tier 3 channel member on this channel, you can support one of your favorite Warhammer content creators. Well, that probably isn't me either, but just a membership would be lovely. Thanks, Roo, for gifting 5 memberships. You absolute boss. Stylus is way more expert than you, bro. He's not look, he's more genius than me, and he's clearly murdered a few people, but he's not expert. I am the look at me I'm the expert now. Love the new Black Templars. Love they have their own army rule. They do, don't they? No oath sort of moment. They have a bit of a vow, though. What's the next Heresy battle report? Yeah, so I filmed that at the weekend. Sunday with Tom from Rifford Studios. Check out Rifford Studios on YouTube. They haven't actually put up any... Rifford Studios has got to be my favorite. That's a word now. My favorite... They're really good Heresy content. Really good Heresy content. But they haven't put up any Heresy content since 3 dropped. Because, you know, it's a part-time... So I'm really looking forward to seeing... And he said they're going to film soon. And there'll be some Heresy content on Rifford Studios on September. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. Anyway, so yeah. He turned up with his Dark Angels. That was it. Dark Angels. And the Lion. And so I threw World Eaters at him. The Lion versus World Eaters. First is Angron. And I made sure Angron and the Lion had a proper scrap. I got in there and challenged. And we did the challenge thing. Did Stylus win a tournament in Gibraltar? No, exactly. Stylus did not win a tournament in Gibraltar. He's not... I don't think he's a... It takes a genius to do it. Expert to do it. Warhammer. To become a legend of legends. 100% win record. 100% win record. GT, ITC, GCC thing. The new ancient model is about to become an ultramarine in my army. The model is amazing. The new ancient model? The new ancient model. What new ancient model? What other book is Aenoid Theo? I can never say it's the red mark Theo. What other book is Theo in? Are you reading No Fear? And he's awesome. Yeah, Theo also pops up in The Mark of Kauth, which is a group of short stories. He's in one of the short stories in that. He also pops up in Unremembered Empire for briefly. And I mean, he's not in No Fear very much. He's in it a tiny bit. He's in Mark of Kauth for a tiny bit. He's in No Fear for a tiny bit. He's actually in The End and the Death for a tiny bit. He does pop up again and again in tiny bits here or there. So he is an awesome character. Crusade Ancient. The new Black Templars Ancient. Oh, that one. It's a lovely model. I do think the most recent models, character models they've done, they are, yeah, Jackus Wood. Yeah, Ancient. I get it. Crusade Ancient, Black Templars Ancient, New Templar Model Ancient, Capital Shouner, BT Ancient. I get it, yeah. I do like the whole... all the new characters they've done. The Ancient ones and the... you know, the White Scar, the new Raven Guard Chapter Master, the new Lysander, the new Volker, all of them look sweet, don't they? They look really, really good. The White Scar dude on the bike, he looks really nice. And the Lysander model looks hench, man, with his hammer, his shield, his hench. You look at that and you think, when the new Assault Terminators come out in Heresy, in Warhammer 11th edition, because they dropped new Terminators in 10th edition with the shooty ones, so we know. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just guessing we're going to get new Assault... Terminators came out in the last edition. Terminators come out in the next edition. It's just Terminators make a lot of money. I think that's basically what's happening. Terminators were in the Saturnine box. They make a lot of money. Terminators, we know that we're getting new sculpts for the Terminators for Heresy as well. Terminators make a lot of money. We know this because the Terminator options for the Terminators in Heresy 3.0 were... they didn't give you the options for the things that you could get in the... you could buy a box of Terminators and you didn't have the rules for the stuff that was in the box. When have they done that before? When they've released an edition and here's the rules for the models, and then you look at the box and you think, 1 minute, what? I don't think they've done that before. I bought these box, right, I'm going to go home and play them. I can't play them. Why? So yeah, that's why the FAQ came out, or the PDF. So we know it, yeah, new Terminators in Heresy, new Terminators in 40k, new Terminators all the time. Do you want more Terminators in your Terminators? They know we love the Terminators. But the new hench Assault Lysander looks like he's definitely been down the gym, doesn't he? So I think the new Assault Terminators are going to be beef. I want those new Iron Hand Maces. They look beef. I hope we get new... yes. Once we have Assault Terminators and Vanguard Vets in 11th. Will we get Vanguard Vets? I guess we had the Shooty edition in 10th, right? 10th was Shooty Terminators and Sternguard Vets. Maybe in 11th edition we're going to get Assault Terminators and Vanguard Vets. So 10th edition Shooty edition, 11th edition Punchy edition. Yeah. What the hell will we be getting in 12? Exactly. Grey Knights, probably. I mean, the full Grey Knight Reigns refresh is coming. I would, if it was me, I would make them a launch thing on a box. But they're not going to do that because Space Marines are always the launch thing on the box. It's just generic Space Marines. They always have been, always will be. But I don't know. Particularly, I would push, if it was Grey Knights, there'd be a lot of people buying Grey Knights, you know? Punchy Tau for the win, aka Groot. What happens when they have redesigned everything? They redesign everything. We've been here before, Max. This is the third time they've redesigned all the things. There was the lead and the OG plastic phase, the old retro models. They were all kind of redesigned during 4th and 5th edition. You know, all the Dark Eldar went to the new Drukhari and da-da-da. They were all redesigned. We had the drop pods come out and the new design of the land speeders. The Dreadnought went from metal to plastic. They redesigned everything from the metal phase to the plastic phase, and then they tweaked all the plastic phases in 5th and 6th edition, and now they're reselling us all those things again, chunkier. And what will happen is that they go through it all again. They do it all again. I haven't read a 40k novel since they added female custodians. None. That's a shame. There's some great 40k novels out there. You've had Primaris Marines. Now you'll get Primaris Marines. You know, like Crusaders. What are they called? Centurions. You'll get Space Marines inside of Space Marines. That's what you get. A Space Marine in power armor, wearing power armor. In 12th Ed, they'll be on to newer, bigger, better Primaris. Yeah, it'll be more. What it'll be in 12th edition. Okay, so they've done the pods. They'd have done the Terminators. They'd have done the Stern Guard. They'd have done the Vanguard. They'd have done Secundus Marines. They'd have done Primaris Marines. Would have they done the entire Marine range? No. Here's what come in 12th edition. So 11th edition, the new Terminators, the new Vanguard, things like that. 12th edition, we'll get something like White Scars. We'll get something that we haven't. We'll get Speeders, right? Plastic Thunderhawk to make mega money. New Land Raider, maybe. Yeah, so, yes, exactly. So I think we'll get. I think most of the Space Marine range will be done, except for the aeroplanes. So you'll start getting really good aircraft rules for a bit. And we'll get White Scar Speeders. We'll get Raven Wing Speeders. We'll get a redesigned Land Raider, redesigned Rhinos, things like that. I don't think, if I really had to guess, in fact, I'd bet my mortgage on it, I don't think the Rhino or the Land Raider is ever going to go away permanently. I think what we'll get is a Grav Rhinos or Grav Raiders, or we'll get up. There was old Forge World up armored Rhinos and up armored stuff. I would re-release them as up armored things with an extra toughness or extra wounds, and then you'll have the Land Raider, and here's the up armored Land Raider, and of course the up armored Land Raider would look hench with all the guns and all the stuff and all the layer. It would look cool like the old Forge World, and then everyone would buy them. But yeah, fly things, Ravenwing hover bikes, marine jet bikes, yes. Things like Storm, Talon, gunships, all of those. They could come out, they could be done. More lieutenants on rocks. There's not enough lieutenants. We need a lieutenant on a bike. We need a lieutenant with a jump pack. We need a lieutenant in Terminator armor, more of them. The apothecary on a bike, apothecary jump pack, apothecary in Terminator armor. Same with chaplains, same with librarians, same with captains. That whole HQ range, there's a lot more digging in them there hills they could do. Many more versions of the HQs we could get out. Yeah. I think here's another thing they could do is tactical marines again. You know, we have intercessors and we have eradicators and we have this and we have that. Imagine if there was a Primaris. Gilliman says all of a sudden there's a new book, there's a new thing, a new codex, a new whatever, and the humble tactical squad is reintroduced to us, and it's Primarisified, and in the box it'll come with a flamer and missile launcher because that's what they always came with. And the new Primarisified tactical squad. That would sell like hotcakes. You know? Trapped in Dreadnought, come on, exactly. Back to the Future 2, exactly. Gravis Librarian and Lieutenant, exactly. We need a serious replacement for tactical squads and devastator squads. That's what I said. Yeah? Imagine. So we've got eradicators, you've got suppressors, you've got this, you've got that. And then in 12th edition, there'll be on the launch box, there's a new guy on a bike doing a thing and some new jet bikes with him, and that's your HQ slot. And the plastic tank on the box isn't a tank, it's an aircraft. And then you get 10 tactical marines and 10 devastator marines, but they're all Primarisified. Can you still run OG bike squads in Space Marines? No, they're Outriders now. They're all Outriders now. They should have released Primaris Tacticals and Devs in 8th. Nah, they were never going to do that. No. What they do is, see, because people were buying the Tacticals and the Devastators, and they were buying, and people had them. People had lots of Tacticals and Devastators. They're not going to release that again. What they're going to do is, here's the new guys. Here's the Inceptors and the Here's new things. They're going to release new things. So everyone's, oh, that's all old news. That's old news. We'll buy all the new things now. And then, once everyone's bought all the new things, then they re-release the old things that you had before but you're not using anymore or that you've sold. And then they bring them back. They know what they're doing. Gravis Heavy Plasma. Dude, imagine a Devastator team. Not even a... See, this is another thing they can do. I was going to say something, but it just clicked. Because we have Eradicators now, right? They're Gravis Heavy Melter. Eradicators. Eradicators are just big, yeah? Imagine in the next Eradicator box, there's another sprue, and then your Eradicators could come with plasma cannons, as well as the melter cannons, or missile launchers, or some kind of missile array thing going on, so that Eradicators don't just walk around with multi-melters. You know, like the Gravis Jumpy Dudes, when they came out, they originally only had bolters. And now in the box, there's bolters and plasmas. So you've got Gravis Jumpy Dudes, and they've got a couple of different guns. In the Eradicator kits, a couple of different guns. Same in the Suppressor box. You need a couple of different versions of guns. And there's plenty of things they could do in 12th. Plenty of things. Hi, Brap. Is Brap in here? Brap's in the house. I knew the expert would turn up. Is Brap in the house? Where's Brap? Oh, he is. Hench. Hi, Brap. No, look at me. I'm the expert now. Warhammer live stream. An expert answers all the questions. Me. I'm the spurter over the stream. I'm spurting in the stream. Why don't have access to multi? I don't know. The expert's already here, Brap. I'm already here. But thank you. You're like the Spock to my Kirk. Okay? You're like the Thatcher to my Reagan. But, if you got Kirk, basically what I'm saying is I'm the one who gets all the girls. The weird green alien girls. And you're the one with the twitchy eyebrow. Clearly an alien as well. Because you talk funny. Because you're from the north. And you smell kind of funny as well. Because you're from the north. I'm not saying everyone. Please don't call me Thatcher. Well, I'm not saying everyone in the north smells funny. In Swindon, there's some smells as well. Or I steal your milk. Thatcher, the milk snatcher. I was there the day she stole milk from the Emperor. I was there that day. I remember. Because you were here at the weekend. We played. Brat was here at the weekend, guys. Brat was here, and Monkey, and Sultan. And we started filming at 12-ish, just after 12, and we finished filming at 9:30. It was a long-ass day. A long-ass day. It was hot. It was stinky. Passions got high. 4v4, 4-way, 4-player, 3 for all. Guard on guard on guard on guard. And then me and Brett went out for some beers afterwards. I'll tell you what, though. A lot of fun. A lot of dice rolling. And when I uploaded it onto the PC, normally battle reports are somewhere between 200 to 300 clips, normally. This was 519 clips. I got to edit that. It's going to take me all day. I don't know if anyone will watch it. It'll be, by the time the 4v, it's going to be like 3 hours. Battle report. I've got to try and trim that down. I do remember, because every year we do the 4-way one. And I remember managing to trim off 20 minutes off the last one and get it from like 2 hours and 50 minutes down to 2.5. But this one, it's going to be the longest battle report I've ever had to edit. I don't know. See, I think the mechanic of having the Titan in the middle of the table, by the way, Brap, because we had 4 guard forces going at each other, and there was a Titan in the middle of the table shooting at people as well. That was the added bit of chaos, the added bit of zing on the zinger burger. I think that's what, because every turn there was that mechanic as well. Every turn, so it wasn't just one turn, 4 player turns, and then one turn, 4 player turns. What was that noise? It was 1 turn, 4 player turns, 1 player, 4 player turns, and then a Titan turn, and then a Titan turn, and then so I think it's going to be massive. Looking forward to it. They're usually very watchable. Thank you. Yeah, it's hopefully it's very watchable. It's going to be very long. So hopefully it's really watchable. Thatch the Brap. Yeah, I mean, if I'm Reagan, he is Thatcher, right? Only slightly better looking. Hi Teo, welcome to the chat. We got hot hat. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. I don't know how hot it is in your part of the world, but it's definitely hot here. So yeah, on Saturday, it was a 4-player experience. On Sunday, it was Tom from Riff Studios. And then next week, this weekend, Dark Angels Chris, Warsmith Chris. And then next week, I've got Luton's coming again. And I was chatting with Luton today about what are we going to do. And it turns out he's got 6,000 points worth of Imperial Knights. I got a Titan and about 3,000 points of Imperial Knights. I think we can make that work. When's the next Heresy? Should be this Sunday. I've filmed it. I need to upload it. If there isn't any technical issues, should be on Sunday. And yeah, the 3K game, Dark Angels versus World Eaters, both Primarchs, running around all over the place. Very close game. Came down to the last couple of dice rolls. And we did manage to... It's World Eaters. I threw Angron in, issued a challenge, you know. Luton, praise the Lawmaster. Because all we do here is live streams. Expert answers all the questions, live streams. I'm the Warhammer expert, and Luton is the Lawmaster expert, you see. Joseph True sent a gift of memberships. Can we get some GGs in the chat for Joseph True, please? Thank you very much. They're good, man. Still hurting from your blindness, though. Yeah, GGs in the chat for Joseph for gifting a membership. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. So I'm late. Evening all. Hi, Woodsy. Welcome, Woodsy. We haven't really started. Have we started, guys? I've just been summarising my week. So I'm locking into the chat this evening, Woodsy. I'm locking into the chat. I'm determined to answer some Warhammer questions this evening. Have you looked? So I'm like this. Look, here is a reasonable question. Have you looked at Mechanicum yet? How does it look to you if you have? Not yet. Next question. Did you do your Mechanicum homework? Not yet. Next question. We're locked in. We're paying attention to the chat. I'm an expert answering all the questions except those concerning Heresy Mechanicum. Apart from that, what have the Romans ever done for us? What's the expert's take on the new debate topic? Hot new debate topic? How, what? On the how, hot, what? Debate topic. I don't... any chance on a bat rep between you and Liam in the future? Very unlikely. Are you ready for the Mechanicum quiz? Not yet. Let's move on from the Mechanicum. Do you think they'll ever bring back Doom Rider? Who the hell is Doom Rider? But have you looked at... I haven't looked at Mechanicum yet, guys. When mentioning taking Despoilers and Heresy, you did a weird noise. Why did you make that noise? Despoilism? Yeah. They don't. I think they have line 1. Do they? They might not even have line, and they can't run, and they're heavy. I'm not sure Despoilers of the Wave. A unit to move block with is about it. They were more interested in the previous edition than this one. Honestly, because line is so strong, Vanguard is so strong, I wouldn't get Despoilers in this edition at all. How about Super Secret Eldari Army? I could talk about my Super Secret Eldari Army, but it's super secret. Jackers, don't worry. What? So what's your favourite Marvel and DC hero? Really hard. That's an interesting question. From DC, it's always been Batman. Nightfall, we all know Nightfall, right? That was incredible. And I remember going through it as it was happening. That grabbed me. And that also came out around the time as Year One and The Dark Knight Returns. That 80s era was amazing. And I've got literally see Batman versus Dredd down there. Marvel character. I mean, I liked the X-Men back in the day when they were doing the Apocalypse Saga, the Return of Cable, all that crap. So it would be Wolverine, I guess, when he had his adamantium pulled out of his body. I wasn't honing in on a particular. I liked that. I mean, it's okay to like a character when you have characters that you really like, but Marvel's a bit different because you could like the Avengers or you could like X-Men versus X-Men. Favorite characters ever though, Preacher. When Preacher came out, that just blew me away. Big fan of Spawn. When that came out, that blew me away. When McFarlane left Spider-Man because of all of that shenanigans. Real question. Have you played Space Marine 2? Yes. Follow-up question. Heresy is considered the narrative game, but there seems to be an interesting dichotomy where people are really bothered about taking strong lists. Why is that? I think people don't like to be crap at a game, so people want to make sure that they take a strong list, even if it is a narrative game, so that they don't waste. There are Heresy players that just get what they want to get and build. But if you're starting a thing from the ground up, we know as gamers there's weak lists and strong lists and everything in between. So you'll want to try and at least start off on a good foot, right? Did you know you could take your wife for the trip to New Orleans and film a bat rep against me and mark it off as a business expense? That sounds amazing. She would love New Orleans. The spoilers of Line 2. Do they? And they aren't heavy. Oh, despoilers. I was thinking breaches. Despoilers are good. Despoilers are good. Yes, despoilers and tactical marines. Very good. Not breaches. Hi, Winters. Hope you're well. Hi, Iron Warrior. Thanks for jumping in. If you renamed Warhammer 40k after another weapon, what would you choose? Mallet 40k? We'll go with that. Have you read Hellblazer comics? Or no, I have. Back in the day, some Hellblazers or Saga of the Swamp Thing. Haven't really touched Swamp Thing, no. Games that aren't close aren't fun. Yes, like fun. I like it when it's close. Close games are fun. Look, because my final left Spider-Man, we got all the time here. Yes. Yeah, Spawn was cool. Yeah. Narrative is cool, but having a chance of winning is cool. It could be a Primarch. If you could be a Primarch, which one would you be? When it comes to Primarchs, I think most of us would probably want to be Korax, because 9 out of 10 Primarchs are insane. They are so far removed from humanity. They are demigods pretending to be human. When the authors delve into their psyche a little bit and peel the top back a little bit, when they get proper deep on them, you realize that these things, they're not normal. they're bits of the warp brought to life. And Corax is probably the most normal of the Primarchs. He lets his dudes argue with him. He doubts himself. If you read Deliverance Lost and if you read Corax, he comes across as a normal person. And he's about the only one that does. I mean, even Vulcan. Vulcan's close, but Vulcan with the Promethean Creed, and Vulcan just knows. See, Vulcan, all the Primarchs have kind of got a couple of superpowers. And Vulcan's second superpower, apart from living forever and ever and ever, is he just knows stuff. They ask him questions and he knows stuff. Like when he went into the webway, he knew which way to go. He built Horus his hammer, the hammer to give Horus Forgebreaker, before Ulanor, before Istvan, before any of that, before Davin, before he was even War Master, and he didn't give him the hammer because he had an inkling. See, that's not normal. But Corax is just a dude, you know. Jagatai is pretty normal. Yeah, he is pretty normal. So, like I say, Vulcan's pretty normal. Jagatai's pretty normal. But Corax is almost completely normal. There's a bit in Jagatai's book. So, Jagatai is almost completely normal in the sense that he is the storm. There's the opening bit in Jagatai's book when he's moving through the Imperial Palace. He moves like he's always moving, always talking, always acting, always fast. Being in a room with Jagatai Khan, being in a relationship with Jagatai Khan, being anywhere around Jagatai Khan would be like being with someone, a 1990s acid tripping, speed tripping, ecstasy, raving. He's on it. He's on it, man. All the time, dude. He's pointing at the lasers. He's there. He consciously has to slow himself down to talk to us at our level. It must be very difficult for him to interact with people on a normal level. Now, you don't get that in most of the books most of the time, but you get snippets of here or there of his true nature. He is lightning in a bottle. Like when he winds up and up and up, gets faster and faster and faster and faster with his apex fight against Mortarion, for example. He is caged lightning. That's not normal. He's almost normal and he's laughing and he's smart, but they're pretending, you see. All the Primarchs are playing at being human, but they are definitely not human. But Corax, one of Corax's inner secondary powers is he at least feels that he is part of the human race. And he was looking forward to retirement and he's looking forward to overthrowing the man. He's the most grounded of them all, you know. Bobby G. No, not Bobby G. He has got an Eldar girlfriend, though. It'd be nice to have an Eldar girlfriend, except for the smell. His internal struggle with whether the Emperor is a god, is good insight. Killer Kriesman was been a member for 16 months. Much joy was had, he says. Thanks, Killer Kriesman. You absolute legend. I'm glad you've had much joy in the last 16 months. Thank you for your continued support, you legend. And if you're out there and you want to support one of the greatest Warhammer channels on the internet, or you want to support me, then consider smashing that like button, hitting subscribe, and becoming a channel member. If you become a tier 3 channel member, that unlocks an extra battle report every single Winter's Wednesday, and also unlocks the beautiful Discord where you can become a member of the 13th Fleet and join, quite frankly, the greatest Warhammer community in the world. I was chatting to Brap the other day. Hi, Grebshin, and I'm the expert. Greg, an expert is answering all the questions today. Me. Thank you for gifting a membership service, girl. Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for gifting a membership. You absolute legend. Thank you. I think more people should gift memberships and more people should subscribe to the greatest Warhammer content creator on the internet, which is probably someone else, but also me. I think they should. Have you finished that? What? Winters, did you try the chocolate I recommended a while back? Some Italian delicacy. If not, should I post the link somewhere in the Discord? I didn't try it. I'm trying to see if it's up here somewhere. No is the answer. We didn't. A real expert can answer any about 30. Look, an expert could answer any question about the 30k Mechanicum, surely. An expert could, and I can do that as well if you want me to go and get the book and answer any Mechanicum 30k questions, because I have access. Because see, an expert on particle wave function, if you ask them to quote a particular paper from Feynman from the 1970s, they'd probably have to go and dig up that paper. And if you asked a Warhammer expert on Heresy 3.0 stuff right now, then they might need to go and get the book and dig it up to answer a specific question about the Mechanicum. See? So it doesn't mean that that particle physicist is any less of a particle physicist. It just means that they have to refer to their notes from time to time. I'll try again. Have you Irished with a what? I don't know what. Have you Irished with a capital I, that T? Felix, I have no idea what you're trying to say. I appreciate that you're trying again. Okay? I appreciate that you're really trying hard to communicate here. But it's breaking down somewhere. Either it's breaking down at the end of your fingertips, or it's breaking down in my brain, or we're talking completely different. I don't know what you're trying to say, Felix. Crazy Kill Switch has been a member for 28 months. What a legend. And he is a tier 3 channel member. What terrain should be added to the game? Ruins are getting samey. Anything that I show on a battle report. All the ruins all the time is just a bit... Here's a crazy thing for you. Normally, Heresy has the better terrain rules than 40k, and 40k screws up the terrain rules. But, weirdly enough, in this edition, Heresy terrain rules are whack. The 40k terrain rules are really good. There's 4 pages of them telling you what woods do, what ruins do, what this do, what that do. And no one ever uses them for 40k, except me, it would seem, who actually uses industrial containers and enclosed ruins and ruined ruins and hills and woods. They've got proper terrain rules in 40k. Why do people not use the terrain? And then in Heresy, it's like light terrain is everywhere now. It's just light terrain is all it's going to be. Because they screwed the terrain rules so bad. He's asking if the tea is alcohol. What tea? This is water with I don't... What? Definitely not gay. I appreciate you trying to explain other things. And particularly when you're not a gator. So it might be difficult for you. So I appreciate you reaching out there. But I've no idea. Assure Our Wives, this is a free membership, then clip it. That's the... Assure Our Wives, oh yeah, free membership, then clip it. That's a clip. Insure Our Wives. That's a good idea. Hello there, wives. No, that's a bad start. Hello there, wives of Warhammer people. You long-suffering Warhammer widows. No, that doesn't work. If you are a wife of a Warhammer player, you're really, really lucky. That guy he's generous, intelligent, creative, good-looking, and has probably just grown 2 inches in some area, somewhere, any area, right now. Just 2 inches. He's probably growing it right now for you. And he also deserves a tier 3 channel membership from Winter's SEO for that extra 2 inches that he's just grown somewhere on his left toe or so. I don't know. Maybe his nose or somewhere lower down. But he definitely deserves a tier 3 channel membership for being so awesome. Clip it and ship it. I'm excited for the terrain rules. They encourage garrisoning buildings, lots of meat on the bones. What the hell are you talking about? I had to get my Irish gated dictionary and they counter-reference the English gated dictionary. Nice. Yeah, I know. It's hard, right? Translating for someone else's translations. Hey, ladies, if he's collecting Warhammer... Hey, ladies, if he's collecting Warhammer, he definitely won't cheat because he can't afford a mistress or any other hobbies whatsoever. Also, you know where he is most of the time, which is in a room at the back of the house, in the dark, painting away, listening to someone talk over the internet. Heresy medium terrain cover rules seemed like it's made with a I read that. Yeah, it's terrible. Look, they didn't have to change everything from Heresy 2.0. Here's a shocking idea. They changed all the movement. They changed all the shooting. They changed the assault phase and added a shooting phase in the middle of the assault phase. They changed the way they assemble an army at the very beginning. They changed how you score the missions at the very end. Everything was changed. Yes, I know the strength and toughness modifier is the same. Yes, I know the hit ballistic skill thing is the same. But those graphs stayed, but everything around it, it's like it was still a tree. It was still buried in mud and it still grew. But it's a completely different species of tree and there's tinsel on it and it only comes out for 2 weeks over Christmas. It's a new tree. They could have kept the terrain rules. If they could have kept one thing that would have worked in the previous edition and this edition and just left the terrain alone. The terrain rules were fine. They were easy. They were understandable. They were in 2 pages instead of the 4 pages they're in now. There's 4 pages of terrain and there's less mechanics and less ideas and it makes less sense than the 2 pages of terrain which worked and made more sense. Weird. Have you figured out Mechanicum list building yet? I am an expert in answering all the Warhammer questions, okay? Expert. Of course I have. Don't shout at my clouds. Sorry. We thought we were getting a maple. Instead we got a shrub. Maple just makes me think of like syrup. I think we'll get new mission packs later. See, that's an interesting question. Like my first thought when the new book came out and at the back of the book there's 3 missions for 4 turns. I was like, 3 missions for 4 turns. They're definitely going to sell us more missions later down the line. That's what's coming. That's what's coming. Because you can't run an entire edition over 3 years on 3 missions. It can't be done. There's going to be more missions coming. It's a clear indication they're going to sell us some more shizzle. And then the drop site book came out, book 1, which is the new narrative pack with the new rules in it. And in it is 1 more mission. 1. So I thought if there's anywhere they would have put the new missions, it would have been in the new book. And suddenly in the new book, there's 6 in there. It's the drop site massacre. Here's 6. 1. So now I'm not so sure. Culture American, can you explain it to me like I'm 5? What, the Mechanicum list building yet? No. Any advice to highlight blue cloth? My Kriegsmen are almost fully blue and I haven't paid much, but what? Highlight blue color. Cloth, blue, highlight blue cloth. Yeah, put null oil on top of it and then paint the base layer cloth back on blue, null oil blue on the higher areas. And then if you wanted to go even higher, that's basically that's it. Blue, null oil blue. Done. If you want to go even higher area, add a bit of white to your OG blue and put that on top of the thing. Yeah. So Tagmata cohort can have Thralls or Thalax in them, except you can't because they're different factions. Is that right? Maybe. Saturn Journal has 3 missions. The drop site. Well, I'm talking about the Isfahan drop site. Is there another journal? What? What about the Nightshade? Got it. Would dry brushing work? Look, Null Oil is liquid skill. Is all I'm saying. Basically, if you watch any of my videos, tutorials, it's all Null Oil all the time. If you've got blue cloth, blue and Null Oil work really, really well together, really well. So if you've got any blue cloth and you want to shade it, if I was doing it, I would Null Oil it, and then I would put the blue back on top on the higher areas, and then you've got 3 levels right there. And then if you want to go even higher, a touch of white in the blue on the highest areas, and a little bit of overbrushing on the highest. That's it. That's all you need. Don't listen to him. He's simple. What blue base color are you using? No, do listen to me, Brap. I'm an expert. I'm a Warhammer expert answering the questions. Brap, I'm a Warhammer expert, and questions answered. Have you considered slap chop? That slap chop is also another thing to do. Google slap chop on the YouTubes. Slap chop works. Your comment about being an expert in Warhammer seems it's not flimsy. This is not no. This is expert. Expert with a big E. They announced the next journal 3 missions. Right, so it's not out yet. So there's a journal coming, and there's going to be 3 missions in it. 3 alternate data sheets for Saturnine and some Wargear options for T-Suns. Okay, so that's the next one. Juan Rojas, welcome to the 13th Tier 3. Thank you for becoming a Tier 3 channel member, you absolute legend. Anyone else who's watching this, please like the screen, thumb up, comment, subscribe, stick around. Don't forget to link your Netflix account to your Amazon Prime accounts for that free subscription and an ad-free viewing experience. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and become a channel member like Juan Rojas here. If you become a Tier 3 channel member, you'll get an extra battle report every single Witness Wednesday. You'll also grow 2 inches. In some area, I'm not saying where, but in some part of your body will get 2 inches bigger, longer, harder, stronger. It's a fact. It's scientifically proven. And you'll also get access to the Discord, which is the Witness SEO community Discord. Is probably the greatest community in the world. Brap was here at the weekend and we were talking about it. It was like I have been engaged with a few communities, and I've spoken to people who were in a few other communities. And clearly, the Witness SEO community, the 13th Fleet, is the best community. It's scientifically proven, just like the 2-inch things, because we're really nice. People put in pictures, and people are complimentary. People are helpful. People are expressive. People aren't. You don't put in a picture and someone says, "Oh, why didn't you do this?" Someone says, "That's great work." When people join the Witness SEO community, there's a small gang of people in there, the small gang on the 13th Fleet, who always welcome the new people in the new welcome areas. Always. It's like they're standing by their phone, and as soon as someone joins the fleet, they're like, welcome. I love that. There's a welcome party at the door, welcoming people onto the flagship. It's awesome. I love it's so positive, so reaffirming, so it's self-editing as well. Like the arseholes get pushed out, and the cream rises to the top. It's not competitive, it's constructive. It's not, no one's trying to compete and say, oh, this is better than that, or it's genuinely a nice place. On the internet, I don't know if you know, guys, but the internet can be full of dark corners, okay? But there are some really nice places at the internet, and one of them is the Witness SEO community. One of them is also, if you type in pandas falling off things on YouTube, that's a great place of the internet to go to as well. But also the Witness SEO community. I love you guys. Thank you. Kittens and Jaffa cakes also exist on the internet, correct. My toes got bigger. You need new socks now. Yeah, 2 inches longer. That's what happens. Hi gang, James March from marchofwar.co.uk is in his house. Hobbypocalypse Bat Rep is my favourite each year. Yeah, that's coming out. I need to do the Heresy. I filmed the Hobbypocalypse one before the Heresy one, but the Heresy one will come out before the Hobbypocalypse one because people are screaming for Heresy content. We need to get some Heresy content out there. And also the Hobbypocalypse one is going to take me 7 years to edit. It's 519 clips long. I'm not looking forward to it. Talking about Heresy content, James March from marchofwar.co.uk coming down here next month in September. And James, I hope you're up to date with your Heresy 3.0 rules, because we need to film some Heresy 3.0 for a couple of reasons. One, I need some Heresy content. I'm down with you next month. We'll smash some. Nice, good. Yeah, I need some Heresy content. And two, we need to shout out about marchofwar.co.uk, because I don't think anyone's ever heard of your business. No one knows that you make terrain and lovely bases, you know, lovely resin bases like that, and that they can get the best resin bases on the internet at marchofwar.co.uk. No one knows that they can get some of the best resin terrain from marchofwar.co.uk. Someone needs to talk about you more often. All the stuff and the things, all the conversion bits for Iron Warriors, for example. Someone should talk about you more. You deserve to be spoken about. I just want, on the Discord, there was what? I went on the Discord and there was in fact kittens. I wasn't misled. Exactly, there's kittens in the Winters Discord. I'm building Black Templars with March of War bases right now. They're brilliant, says Jackus Woods, all the way from France. See, you should get, you know, like when they have people who say, Mrs. Miggins from Birmingham says, I tried the new Flashbang Wallop and it was the best Flashbang Wallop since the last Flashbang Wallop. You should get like Jackus Woods and people and like to those things, you know, and put them in your, like, Mrs. Miggins has said that my bases touch spaces that another bases can't reach, you know, things like that. What? You got to run your Alpha Legion out again, painting Saturnine at the moment. Yeah, I sprayed this guy the other day. I still haven't painted him yet. That's the base for this guy. I was thinking as well, you said the other day that you do bases for Titans, James from marchofwar.co.uk. And I was looking at my Warhound Titan base, thinking I could really do with a base instead. My Warhound Titan base is like the Reaver Titan that I've got, Fear the Darkness, isn't on a base because he's just big and heavy and he doesn't need a base, and I locked it together with pins and he's not going anywhere. He's solid. The Warhound Titan, when I originally built him, he was solid as well, the Dying of the Light. But because it's resin and he was sat on the shelf and I put him at quite an aggressive pose, because he's resin, every summer he bent forward a little bit more and then bent forward a little bit more, then bent forward a little bit more. So I stuck him on the base, and that stopped him bending over. And it's a big wooden chonky bit, and it's pants. It's a big pile of pants. It's a big pile of Space Marine sweatpants, to be honest. If you look at it, imagine a Black Templar has gone off for a crusade, and for a couple of days he's been fighting in his power armor against some, right, and then he's come back to his crib. He takes off his power armor, takes off his body glove, strips off his pants. They look like the pants. Black Templar pants. Left. Like that. With the sweat. You know. Stinky. The base on my Warhound Titan kind of reminds me of that. And I think I need a proper... You do proper bases for Titans. So, Yeah. Imagine, guys, drinking tea that has been strained through the cup holder, the ball cup holder of a Space Marine's underpants. Strained through that, like with milk and sugar, but strained through that. Why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about this? Why did that pop into my head? Why did that pop into my head? That would be bad tea. That's heresy. Why are we talking about this? Who started talking about Space Marine pants? We're an expert answering Warhammer questions today. We're not talking about the Space Marine pants. We're talking food now. We did the food already at the beginning. My Heresy demons are coming along. Nice. Good to see Heresy demons coming along now. We need a PDF for that. We need a PDF for the, as you said, for the, what are they called? Militia. We need the militia. I did. Did I start talking about the pants? Did I? I'm sure someone else mentioned the pants. Some of my pants are veterans of the Long War. Nice. Militia. Yes, we need the militia. We need the demons. We need the rules. Have you seen the Custodian's rules for Heresy? Oh, fruity. Hi, ETA Monkey. You went from talking about Base of Titans to tea with Space Marine ball sweat. Did I? That doesn't sound like me. I'm normally locked in. We're locked in. We're talking to the chat. We're answering some serious Warhammer questions this evening. We don't go on rants. We don't go on rambles. We don't say anything inappropriate. You reckon Space Marines don't wear underwear? You got to wear the underwear. You can't just wear a bodysuit. Otherwise your tackle will end up going down one trouser leg. You've got to have it cupped in there. They've got to wear the underwear. Haven't they? I mean, like, you think about it, like even UFC fighters, they wear the, they're proper fighters, proper war and boxers. They wear a proper cup. It's in a cup. You don't have to be locked into the SM ball sweat. It's fine. And the chafing, exactly. You've got to wear, Space Marines wear pants. Okay? Space Marines must wear Y pants. They've got to. You've got to. Otherwise, it'll be flopping around all over the place in the middle of a battle. There's got to be locked in. Sweaty chaffing. Do Space Marines have tackle? They do. They're chemically castrated, so they don't really work. But they do work. I mean, it's like stuff goes in one end, comes out the other. They do have tackle. But apart from that, Games Workshop have been deliberately vague about the whole thing. The amount of Vaseline used to wear power armor must be crazy. You're not wrong. All of the slots where everything's slotted in. You couldn't use talcum powder. Again, that would chafe over a time to dry out. You'd need, around all the energy slots. It's like an Action Man down. It's not like Action Man. He's definitely got pants on. Do Iron Hands have battle codpiece? Iron Hands could have a metallic codpiece down there, couldn't they? Hi, Frank the Fuzzball. We're talking about Space Marine pants. Do Space Marines wear pants? And if so, what kind of pants would they wear? Soul Hunter, $5. Thank you for your donation. First dono of the evening, by the way. You absolute legend. Soul Hunter says, keep up the great work, Winter's legend. No, sir. You're the legend. The first and only donation dropped in. Thank you. First and only. Can we give Soul Hunter some love, please, in the chat? Give him some GGs. I appreciate you. That is an important question, though. What pants would Space Marines wear? I reckon tighty whities. I reckon it's like a ball cup, like an MMA proper tight, held in place sort of thing. It can't go flapping around. Frank the Fuzzball has gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you. Much love to Frank the Fuzzball. Can we spam GGs in the chat? Can we have a tsunami of GGs for these two great guys coming in, dropping lots of donations? I appreciate you both. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you too can help support the channel by liking, subscribing, thumbs up. You can also, don't forget, to link your Twitch, Amazon, Netflix account to the YouTube account for a free membership. and then become a member. Some professional words, like, comment, share, subscribe. Stick around. That, you know what the professional guys say. That. Imagine I've said all those things and you've linked the things. I'm not very good at shilling, am I? Membership goal this evening. 500 members. Let's go, guys. I need to learn. Maybe there's like a college class you can go away and become a proper shill with. What pants would Fulgrin wear? Yeah, exactly. Fulgrin's definitely got a thong, hasn't he? He's got a right tight thong. Like, oh, it's in there. And Frank the Fuzzball has just gifted another 10 memberships. Frank, is this Frank Farsit? Is this Frank Tech Bro Frank? This feels like a Tech Bro Frank. Have you changed your name again, Tech Bro Frank? Tech Bro Frank, or Frank the Fuzz. If you're not Tech Bro Frank, if you are Frank Fuzzball, if you're a whole new kind of Frank, it's GG's to you as well. GG's, everyone. Yes, lol. Frank the Fuzzball is Tech Boy. Frank, every time you turn up, you've changed your name. You change your name like the weather changes in this country, from hot to cold to summer hat to it's boiling out. Well, it was boiling out there. We had a barbecue. I would say barbecue. I put some sausage near some flames. That was it. Nothing else apart from sausage and flames and a roll with onion in it. That was it. But yeah, thank you, Frank. I appreciate you. Frank was also on a battle report with Sultan last week. For tier 3 channel members. Blood Angels and... No, it wasn't Blood Angels. Salamanders, Successors, and Custodians versus Tyranids. 3,000 point battle report with unending waves of Tyranids coming on. Check that on Wednesdays. Tier 3 things. Shill hard. Chat, can you actually get an Amazon Prime membership? Yes, we can. Link the things. Or is he chatting? No, is it Amazon Prime? I thought it was Netflix Prime. Something Prime. I was watching Huskers playing some Battlefield 6. And he was talking about... He was on YouTube. And he was talking about linking a thing to a thing for him. But I'm already like a YouTube... I paid for the... What's the one where you don't get adverts on YouTube? That one. Because I watch a lot of YouTube. You know what I mean? There's a YouTube membership thing where you don't watch adverts, guys. What's it called? Amazon Prime gets you a Twitch membership, but doesn't it also give you a YouTube thing? Because I've got an Optimus Prime thing, and he was talking about that anyway. But I don't get the adverts on the YouTube because I watch a lot of YouTube, and I don't want to watch. Basically, I will be happy if no one tries to sell me some nappies ever again, you know, or some women monthly care products, those things. Like, if I never see one of those adverts again, I'll be quite happy. Because I don't think I am the intended market. I don't think I'm in that demographic. YouTube Premium. Yeah, that's it. YouTube Premium. I've got that one. And he was talking about linking your Premium to your thing. On the thing, that's what the professionals say. Link your Premium to your Twitch. What's a Twitch? Is that like a Tic Tac? Ad blocker. Don't use ad blocker. I need the ad revenue. Just skip. If you're not got just skip the thing. But the Prime thing, though, it's like something like 10% of all my revenue is made up of Prime people. It's great. I've got this live. Wow, first time, long time enjoyer. GG, go Winters. Hi, thank you, Verdran. Can't even read your name. You've spelled. Is that like first time watcher? Verdran Sosterik. That is a great name, by the way. Verdran Sosterik. Sounds like some sort of classical Greek composer. I like it. Or Verdran Sosterik sounds like a Michael Moorcock character. Great name. This man makes his living from this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Who? Oh, me. Yes. That's why I know about the primes, you see. You got to link the primes to your YouTubes. You're actually watching a dictionary definition of professional at work, believe it or not. I know, right? Here we are on this Talky Tuesday live stream, an expert answering all the questions. Thank you. You're watching a dictionary. See, that's why Brap is chief moderator in chief, because he comes in and says, he drops facts off the top rope. You're watching a dictionary definition of a professional at work. I am a professional and I am working right now. This is work. It's hard. Point to, look, yes, I'll point to the 100k badge. Also, I can do this. Legend of Legend, 100% GCSE, ITC, WTC winner. Legend of Legend 2021. Champion. The professional. This is what professionalism looks like, guys. I'll just leave this here in case there is any doubt throughout any point this evening. No retreat. Champion. Can you see the word champion there? It's important that you see the word champion, almost as important as Frank changing his name every single time he turns up for a live stream. He's going for the plate. Yeah, I got the plate. Nearly threw that in the bin. No, you don't throw it in the bin. No retreat. Champion. Right, speaking of work, I'm on holiday. Oh, so James March is buggering off. Bye, James. Jackus Woods is dropping in 10 gifted memberships. Can we get a massive GG's in the chat for Jackus Woods for the 10 gifted memberships? He recognises professionalism. That's what it is, Jackus, isn't it? Professionalism. You're like, there are levels to this, and this is a professional level. Servo, just, is that Servo Skull? Have you changed your name as well? Servo Face, $19.99 US. GG's in the chat to Jackus Woods. GG's in the chat to Servo, which might be Servo Skulls. I'm not sure, unless there's a whole... And Monkey's in the chat as well. It's just... I'm feeling the love right now. I'm feeling it all over me. Thank you, guys. Jackus Woods been a member for 28 months. Get yourselves upgraded to Tier 3 and join us in the Discord. Yes, if you've received a membership this evening, you've just received access to the Winter's SEO Discord, the greatest community in the world. And yeah, Tier 2 membership level will get you in the Discord. And don't forget to link your Discord to your YouTube Prime thing, and then that gets you in there. And then if you upgrade for £1 more, then you'll get an extra access to Winter's Back Report every single Winter's Wednesday. I have no idea how to do this shitty thing. Right, where are we? It is Servo Skull. It is Servo. Thank you, Servo Skull. Why does it say on the donation just Servo? And then down here you're still Servo Skull, but up there it says Servo. Then down here it says Servo. I confuse it. I don't know. I'm a Warhammer expert, but not a YouTube expert. I just work here. Come join us in the Discord. It's well, Peng. You're too old to say Peng Braps. He is, you know. Are we still shilling Winter's dice? I've got about 6 packs of dice left. Thank you, Eternal Crusader. I'm glad you're here. Yes, if you'd like some Winter's dice, smoother than a nun's buttocks, then email wintersdice to winters40k@gmail.com. And Kat, my wife, will tell you how much they cost and how you can get hold of them. There's like 6 packs left of Winter's dice. Harder than a rain cloud falling on your head. No, that doesn't make any sense. It's just, there's a few packs left. If we don't sell them, then I'll take them to the End of the Death narrative event on September the 27th and 28th. I'm not sure if there's tickets still available for that event, but you could check it on marchofwar.co.uk. But yeah, there's some, yeah. Did you talk about Mechanicum? I just arrived, asked JL. Yeah, we definitely covered Mechanicum in depth. We definitely covered it in depth because you're talking to a Warhammer expert this evening. What else have you been an expert in your very long lifetime? Hangovers, food. pretty good when it comes to food. Definitely very quite expert at the food. Expert. 10,000 hours. Expert. It's for Warhammer. It's loving, you know, loving the ladies. Expert in definitely loving the ladies. You know, all the ladies know when they see me, like, that's an expert. That's what they say when I walk down the street. They're always like, look at that. Like, I get the head's turning. What ask Winters about Mechanicum? Don't ask me about the Mechanicum. We might do that next week. Hi Winters, will there be a new and public Horus Heresy battle report soon? Yes, on Sunday, hopefully. I filmed one 2 days ago. It's on this phone. I haven't uploaded it yet. Hopefully it's not entirely corrupted, and hopefully it will. Listen to this. Welcome to my latest Horus Heresy battle report. Today, the Lion, Primarch of the First, is going up against Angron, Primarch of the World Eaters. Do you like what I said? The Lion, Primarch of the First, is going up against Angron of the World Eaters. And the reason why I said Angron of the World Eaters is because immediately as I was saying, the Lion's definitely Primarch of the First, but Angron is Primarch of the, I can't remember the Legion number, World Eaters. Someone in the chat will let me know what Legion number the World Eaters is. But yeah, that should be Sunday. If that's coming, you're going to lie to us in front of God and say, you know, I know food. I know food. I know white chocolate is heresy. And I know food. I know food. Okay? Also, which God? Hope you're referring to the God Emperor of Mankind, my friend. Otherwise, the Inquisition is coming round. I think Thingy Bob Inquisitor is in the chat, and he will come at you from a great height. He will come all over you. 12th Legion. Thank you, chat. This is like when they leaked the Saturnine box. It's like it, but it's like it. So cool. Can't wait to see Angron Smash. Oh, dude, it's good. Best city for food? The best city for food. I tell you what, Paris. Don't ever eat steak in France because you'll say I want it medium or well done or whatever. You'll get it the way the chef wants to give it to you. Paris is really good for food though. Some parts of Paris. But best food I've had city-wise. I'm going with Wrocław in Poland. Pretty much as Central Europe as you can get. It's got one of the oldest pubs in the whole of Europe. Was German for a few hundred years. Moved back to the Polish after the Second World War. But a few hundred years before the Germans took it, we went Polish-German, Polish-German, Polish-German. It was Hungarian for a bit, but it's about an hour from the Czech border. So it's got influences from Czech, from Hungary, from Germany, from Poland, from Russia. In that place, their Christmas market, the food is off the chain. Yeah, there's so many different restaurants from so many different parts of the world. It's affordable coming from it's affordable. I mean, most big cities you go to, you're spending hundreds of pounds to get a decent meal, but there you can get a decent, really well-cooked meal for less than a few £100. Yeah, I'm going with Wrocław. I've had some amazing food. Some of the best steak I've had there. I had some rabbit last time I was there. Just amazing stuff. I remember, I forget what it was, Cat's downstairs, but we went to this place called Bernard's and we had some food, and then there was also some cocktails, so I had some cocktails as well. And then she didn't finish all her food because, you know, just picking around the edges, and we're eating out, I can't eat everything. So I helped her finish her food, being a generous person like that. And then afterwards she said, did you want some ice cream? And I'm like, does the Pope shit in the woods? So then I had the ice cream. And then on the way back in the car, I was dying. I have really been... I remember putting the ice cream down thinking, I'm already really full. And this is already beginning to come... There's a limit to how much... It's like the fatties in Judge Dredd. You know, the guys on the scooters and the things. It was like them. There was a limit to how much I could put down my throat, but I made sure that soft, creamy goodness went down there. And I was in pain. I was in food pain coming back. But food wasn't going to beat me. I beat the food, yo. I beat the food. The food don't beat me. Japan has amazing food. I have heard. Yeah, Brat went to Japan. Krakow in April, was going for years. Then the lads know. Yeah. Went to Krakow, so Brat knows, they know, southern Poland, particularly the Silesia region, great food. But Brat went to Japan as well. I've heard as well, like Rick Shazam went to Japan, and he said it was the best food he's had in the world ever, was in Japan. I've been to Hong Kong, haven't been to Japan. I've had some great food in Hong Kong, but haven't been to Japan. Japan is the best place for food I've ever experienced, says Brap. See, there we go. As I handed someone a package, you said, does the Pope shit in the woods? They made a face. Japan is on another plane of existence. Even stuff like you don't expect, like pizza and pastries, Japan is bonkers. Japanese food, I've heard, is lovely. So yeah, I think we'll probably agree from the people I've spoken to that the best place in the world for food is Japan. But having never been, from first-hand experience, I would say Krakow, Wrocław, Silesian cities. America doesn't, like American food, no. Canadian food, no. Italian food is really good, but some of it's shite. Greek food is really good, like Kleftico and all that sort of stuff, and the pittas is really good, and their salads are amazing. But you know, there's some foods are incredible, but you wouldn't order a pizza in Greece, you know. Spanish food, some tapas, amazing stuff. Like Paris, I've had some great foods in Paris. Luxembourg, no. Germany, German food and British food is like, you know, there's some good German food, there's some good British food. But most British food is carbs and plain and shite. But there is some good British food, like a good English breakfast, amazing. Good Sunday lunch, amazing. Proper shepherd's pie, amazing. There's some good bonkers stuff. Yorkshire pudding's amazing. But a lot of plain, tasteless crap. Yeah. But then, again, curries, like, having some, like, a proper jalfrezi in India or Sri Lanka as well is, it's nice. Butter and spicy to the British, their opinion, what? I've lived in China for 2 years and food is awesome. Nice. I do like pie and eels from, pie and chips in a megacity. If you have those good food, perhaps you don't know they exist. Right, beans on toast. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like British food is great, but also terrible. It's like German food is great, but also terrible. It's both ends of the spectrum. Mind you, beans on toast is it's cheap, good, classic bangers and mash. Depends on the bangers and depends on the mash. There are some awful bangers out there, and there's some awful mash. I raise you English mustard as hot as a wow. English mustard's nice. Beans with pork sausages on toast gourmet. What? We're one of the most open-minded food nations in the world. Yeah, look, yeah. When UK, the one thing you can say about the UK is 90% of the food that we eat out or that exists in the shops here is from other parts of the world. I think the reason why the British had the empire was because homegrown food, apart from 2 or 3 dishes, is shockingly bad. British food is plain, tasteless crap, except for the aforementioned full English breakfast, proper Scottish Highland oats with honey, nice. But that's like one thing. You don't want to touch haggis. Sunday lunch, nice. Shepherd. There's some nice ones, but there's also like steak and kidney pie, which is There's also like your plain. I mean, fish and chips ain't all that. It's a heart attack on a plate, unless it's absolutely saturated in half a ton of salt and vinegar, and it's half soggy and half mashed already, like proper chip shop fish and chips. Then it tastes really good. But it probably tastes that good because you've had 10 Carlings or Heinekens beforehand. Yeah, but I think the reason why the Empire existed is because we wanted to steal all their food and all their herbs. And so you've got so many pizza restaurants, Indian restaurants, Chinese restaurants. There's such an eclectic mix of foods from everywhere else here because we knew how shit our stuff was, most of the world is better at it than us, I think. Mate, have you been to Italy? No, but she has. In the 16th century, Erasmus said that we had the best kitchens in Europe. Really? It's 400 years ago. We're amazing at embracing loads of different cultures and really getting into them. Our traditional cuisine might not be everyone's taste, but we love all kinds of stuff. Yes. I want to have authentic pad thai again. Oh, nice. Look up tikka masala. Oh, a nice tikka masala. Oh, a good biryani. Dude, a proper Indian is, with the pompadons and the lemon pickle, the lime pickle at the beginning. Oh, I haven't been to a proper Indian for a while. Brap, next time you come down, we're going out for an Indian, mate. There's a good one. There's a chunk in Swindon, but there's a really good one in Swindon. It was an Italian who told me the Erasmus fact, and I found it very funny. Yeah, okay. There's an American who wears a gun. You banned spoons and umbrellas as weapons. England sounds meh. Yeah, I mean, England, dude. Yes, we're agreeing with you. One of the good things is our food is so meh that 90% of the food that you get here is not English. It's international. And that's why it's good. Like there's plenty of American buffalo wing places over here and the pizzas and the McDonald's and the fast foods. There's plenty of the American influences here as well. With all the goods here. So yes, because our stuff is shocking. We going for a ruby? Yeah, naan, down, yeah. Butter chicken masala with naan bread, yep. Also that mango chutney with pompadon. Dude, mango chutney with pompadon, lime pickle with pompadon. The problem with the pompadon and all the condiments is you eat all of that before the main meal comes and then you haven't got much left for the main meal. Plus you're drinking the Indian lager at the same time in a proper Indian restaurant where they treat you like a king. Oh my God. Damn it, it's been 4 years. I want to say 4 or 5 years since I went out for a proper Indian with the boys. I can remember it today. I am so food orientated, me. I will cross oceans for food. What was a ruby? Ruby Murray, curry. Cockney rhyming slang, apples and pears, stairs, dog and bone, phone. Ruby Murray, curry. Let's go for a ruby. When the real British think is amazing, I might chip. An Italian once, she was lovely. Badum tish. House food in Blackpool, Pleasure Beach, awful. Never go there. Stab Central. Look, generally, okay, yes. We have Blackpool, Pleasure Beach, right? We do. That is a place that exists. But we have lovely places here like Swindon and Weston-super-Mare and Taunton and Moulton Melbury. Cornish cream teas. Oh, I would kill someone's grandma for a Cornish cream tea right now. I would. Particularly if she was close to going anyway. It'd be like, I'll kill your nan. I'll help her out. Give me that Cornish cream tea. You know what I mean? I've eaten some amazing food while living in the UK, though. Sunday roast, pub grub. Yes, yes, yes. Blackpool is bad. Brap. And that's near me, and I usually big up anything near me. Yeah, man. Blackpool's got to be like the fentanyl capital of the UK. Tell them about Birdlip. Birdlip is nice. Birdlip is a really nice place, right? What the fuck is a pleasure beach? Frank, it's a pleasure beach. Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Like Southend Pleasure Beach, yeah? Brighton-on-Sea Pleasure Beach. A pleasure beach is a place where you go to and you have lots of pleasure on the beach. Normally for 21s and over, you know? It's very... Birdlip and Cricklade. Cricklade was the Roman capital of the Cotswolds. Great place. It's a nice place. Very expensive houses. The Colosseum there is still cool. Warhammer question. A Custodes in his underwear is shot and hit in the chest with a las gun. What is his wound and why? A slight burn? Because it's a slight burn. Yeah, but don't Google Pleasure Beach. You'll be very disappointed. Theme park in Blackpool, not bad, but the surrounding town is rough as toast. It's just Pleasure Beach. It's one of those Victorian... So when they talk about pleasure beaches, that is... We don't really use these words in the modern vernacular. But Pleasure Beach is kind of like one of those hungover... phrases from 150 years ago, which was made up by the Victorians to make people go to places where you really shouldn't go. Mind you, back in the Victorian era, they might have been nice. But then in the Victorian era, almost everything was shit, unless you were really, really, really rich. Because everyone was really, really, really poor, except for the 1%. You know, we've got more... There's more now in between the 1 and the 99 than there was. I can't. Yeah. You know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? I think I know what I mean. So you know. His skin is immune. It's allows. Yeah, that's what I said. The wound is that allowed them. They allowed themselves to be shot. Right. A Custodes, a suntan. Nice. The beaches weren't as filled with shit. They are definitely filled with shit now. Bristol, Clevedon and Bath have their good points. Bristol has some really bad points as well, but Bristol Centre, really nice. Yes, Bristol's pretty good in the centre and around with the docks. However, Clevedon is... Yeah. Bath, though, Bath's got some really good... I would recommend, if you're coming to the UK, Bath is a nice place to visit. Yeah. Winters, what was it like in the Victorian era? Well, most people died and had bad teeth. So we got the dying part down, but the bad teeth still hanging around. I find that I don't like the... Yeah, I don't like the shit either. Brighton is good for tourists. Brighton's also amazing for clubbing. Amazing if you're of that age. It's Brighton's a nice town to hang out in. Yeah. Brighton's good in the evening and in the daytime. Basically, if you come to the UK and you have an option to visit towns north of the M4 corridor or south of the M4 corridor, because you're only coming for a couple of days, then all the ones south of the M4 corridor are about 300% nicer than all the ones north of the M4 corridor. Like north, you can go to Manchester, and there are some nice bits of Manchester, but it's Manchester, so you're going to get shot. Whereas if you go to Brighton, Most of Brighton's nice. And you're not going to get shot. You're going to get hugged a lot. And Bath's really nice. Like Cornwall's really nice. St Ives, St Michael's Mount, really nice. Obviously, there's some terrible places in the south of England, like Swindon and Portsmouth. Portsmouth, you'll end up with an STC podcast, and you won't be able to sit down for a week. But the north, though, is just, I think that's where, I think that's where rain was invented, in the north, and gets shipped to the rest of the world. So it's not, they've got rain factories up there. That's where all the rain is made. I think that's how it works. Sheffield is amazing. Wouldn't know, never been. It's too far north. Who goes? Who knows? Who knows what Sheffield was like? Thought it was a big industrial town. I thought Thatcher shut that down in the 80s, and you would know because you're Thatcher. Why does everyone hate London? London is really nice in the middle, only in the middle. Like most major cities, like New York, pick a major city anywhere, Paris, wherever. If you go to the square mile or two in the very middle, it's nice. Normally the crime rate is quite low because it's really heavily policed in whatever major city it is, and there's CCTV everywhere, and it's really expensive, and they keep it's normal, and that's where all the hotels are, and all the tourists are, and all the museums are, and the old I'm of the opinion, I haven't been to like a capital city, the central part of a capital city, that's shite. All of them that I've visited right in the middle are really nice. The problem with London is the other 11 million people outside of the very central part. Like, I lived in London for a bit, and it wasn't the central bit. Shocking. You don't want to be there. But yeah, in the middle, nice. That's what I think. Best place to eat in Swindon. Nowhere in Swindon whatsoever. We do not eat out in Swindon. When's the last time? The last time I ate out in Swindon was 4 or 5 years ago. It's that Indian place that I mentioned. I haven't been out eating in Swindon since there. It's awful. Awful. I think you're coming to the UK, you'll love London, but also try it and fit in another place in your trip, preferably south of the M4 corridor. Go check out Brighton, Bath, Bristol, Cornwall. If you are going up north, then you probably just want to go to Stratford or Warwick Castle. Go and see a castle or something, Chepstow Castle. Mind you, if you come to the south, then you can go see Stonehenge and Salisbury. Yeah, just don't go north. Rain was invented there. It's horrible. Mumbai Centre is shite. Mumbai Centre. I've been to central Mumbai, the very centre. It's very colonial, and it was quite nice, I thought. I thought that was quite nice. Agra, though, where the Taj Mahal is, mind you, that's not a capital, but Agra Centre was awful. I mean, in the guidebooks, they call it agoraphobia. It was hard. We actually stayed in a proper hotel there because it was the only way to keep there was a proper, like if ever you go to Egypt, like money, you're a tourist. Like, yeah. Hard play. It's like living in a video game, going to India. Your knowledge of holiday destinations is much lower than your knowledge of the Mechanicum. Bruh, there are people crapping on the streets. There's people crapping on the streets in China. In the shopping malls. It happens, okay? There's people crapping on the streets of Swindon. It happens. Sometimes you can't find a toilet, and so you're like, I just pull my pants down. And you just, it happens. If you can't find a toilet, where else are you going to go? I suppose you could be wearing nappies, and it's okay to wear nappies because fighter pilots and astronauts wear nappies. So it's okay to wear nappies, Edinburgh is awesome. Yes, but it's in Scotland. So, I can't go there because I'm English, so I'll be killed. So if you're American, like you are, Wrath of Constantine or Blood Buffalo, or you can go to Edinburgh, they'll love you there. You're American. You'll have a great time. But English people cannot go to Scotland because we get killed. Have the streets were a question regarding Warhammer. Thank you, Warhammer question person. What's your opinion regarding the new law drop about the Terminus degree? I mentioned it last week. It's interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes 40k write good law, sometimes they write bad law, and they've been reluctant to touch the law for one. The law hasn't moved much, except in the novels, for some time. But the law used to move forward almost with every codex all the time, like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th edition. The law would move forward. The law would move forward. There were more tidbits and more tidbits and more tidbits and more tidbits, pretty much with every codex. You'd get the next codex just to read the last 2 chapters, the last 2 paragraphs of the timeline of the Eldari Codex, and the last 2 paragraphs of the timeline of the Space Marine Codex, and the last 2 paragraphs of the Orc Code, just to see what the new tidbits were, and that's what we used to do. And then they stopped doing that and rolled most of the lore into the book series like Dawn of Fire and things like that. And I'm pleased that they are leaving the lore in the hands of actual novelists and writers to write it, because they're better at it than the people that put it in the codexes and put it in the rule books. Leave it to the professional guys who actually publish books that sell in the millions, rather than someone who's writing it. Like the intern writing a bit of lore on Tuesday in Games Workshop head office. Those guys should never touch the lore. They used to touch the lore all the time. Here's my take on it. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was terrible. Most of the time it was good. Sometimes they really dropped the ball, though. Now we have the Terminus degree. A bit of law written by an intern on a Tuesday in an office in Nottingham. It's bad. I'm not sure if the person who wrote it read the original law and knew what the hell that they were referring to. The Terminus thing. I'm not sure they even knew about the Talisman of the Seven Hammers, and whether they even read the Horus Heresy. So they just wrote some stuff. And here we are with the new Terminus degree. So, my view on it is it feels like old game. It feels sometimes they write good law, sometimes they write bad law, and sometimes they don't even read the law that they're writing when they write the law. Sometimes they just write. It feels like old law. It feels like the old days of 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th edition. It feels like the old law. So when it came out and the internet went, me, the old fossil that I was, read the new law and I thought, that's cute, that's like the old days, and I just brushed over it and kept going. And then over the next couple of days, people kept messaging me and the internet went, and I thought, wow, people are taking this really seriously. It's just Games Workshop being shit sometimes, and sometimes they're shit. So now we have the new law for the Terminus degree, and it's it doesn't make any sense. I wonder if someone swapped it out, like the original instruction from Malkador said XYZ, and then at some point in the last 10,000 years, someone swapped it out, and now it's ZYX, and it says something completely different. And whether in another 10 years' time, they'll look at it and go, oh, we better change that. That doesn't make any sense at all. And they'll change it back again. Or whether this is canon now. But then, I don't think it's canon, because I don't think anything in 40k ever really is canon, because it moves all the time. The canon in 40k moves around all the time. They change stuff, they overwrite stuff, they add stuff, they bring some stuff back. So yes, it's new lore, which isn't great. Those are my thoughts. It's easy to ignore, I know. It's like, this is what someone says it is. The Grey Knights will try and kill the Emperor if he tries to get off. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, if you try and get off the throne, we're going to stop you. How? You're not going to beat the Custodians. That doesn't make any sense, because even Horus can beat all of the 10,000. And then what you're going to do? It's like, I'm getting off the throne. Don't, or we'll kill you. You can't do that because then he won't be on the throne anymore. So you've got to keep him on the throne. And then what are you going to do? Hold him down? Have you read any of the descriptions at any time about what the throne is like? Did this law writer even read the end and the death? You know, you can barely stand next to the throne for more than... It was melting the gold filigree in the ceiling and it was raining gold. And that's a ceiling half a mile up with heat baffles all the way. The golden throne is not a throne. And the body on it isn't really human anymore, or alive, or a god. It is like staring into the heart of the Chernobyl reactor. Great series. You know that one, that CBS series, Chernobyl? If you haven't seen it, that miniseries, 6-part miniseries, watch it. One of the greatest miniseries ever. Chernobyl. Google it, check it, watch it. 6 parts, amazing. It's like staring into that. Well, the grey knight, it doesn't make any sense. So here we are. And apparently it's canon. But remember, no 40k canon is canon. The only 40k canon that is canon is a last canon, as Brap said. Brap Scanning says, Witness, I have a really big question. A really big one. And I've been going for 2 hours. So quick, drop it in here. Quick, quick, quick. I'm thirsty. Do I press this? Do I just leave? Thanks for listening. Happy wargaming. Is this thing on? What's the question? Is Brap hosting another? He is hosting. There will be a last march of... There'll be a thing. The Epic, no, I'm back. I'm waiting for Brap's question. I'm terribly thirsty. I put some Heineken in the fridge before I came up here and everything. Brap, ask your question. The only what they could have just... What's up here? It's hilarious. All the people online trying to justify how the Grey Knights wouldn't get wiped off. Yeah, the Grey Knights, it's just a making it. Grey Knights would get stomped. They could not. 1, they couldn't get there. 2, they couldn't do it. And 3, they couldn't exist in the throne room for longer than a few minutes. Perhaps what's the question? The battle against chaos. Yes. Is the Emperor good? Yes, Blood Buffalo. He is good. He is our Lord and Saviour. Mankind, of course he's good. So if it's all about good versus evil, about humanity trying to overcome chaos, yeah, it's not about good versus evil. But the Primarchs are chaos. Yes. It's not about good versus evil though. It's about species death. It's about protecting the species from extinction, as Malcador says in part 3 of The End and the Death. We'd got to a point where, because of the genetic mutations and the techno-barbarian nature of humanity itself, plus abhumans and astropaths and telepaths and ogrins and ratlins, Votan, the very question of what it meant to be a human was beginning to break down. The human genome was at species death. We were at the brink of extinction. So the Primarchs are so if it's all about good versus evil, which is not, I've already the Primarchs are chaos. Yes, then the Primarchs are chaos. Yeah. So that has all of humanity embraced chaos, but we're in denial about it. No. the Emperor stole fire from the gods in order to use it against the gods. There's a short story between Mortarion and Malcador set about 100 years before the Council of Nicaea, where Mortarion's about saying, I hate this deal, there's psyches everywhere, I'm going to rebel. Like, Mortarion's straight up spitting facts back then, like, I'm going to take my legion off and do my own thing, screw you guys, what's all this magic going on? And Malcador is like, we have to use the weapons of the enemy against the enemy. It's the only way to defeat them. But once we have defeated them, then we will put the weapons down. And he shows him a glimpse of the webway. And he talks about the Council of Nicaea and says, Mortarion, your time will come where you will have your trial. And we will put these tools on trial and we will rule and we will turn you. It's the, the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of shenanigans. And the heresy was meant to happen, and the weapons were meant to turn on each other, and they were meant to be wiped out, just like the Thunder Warriors on Mount Ararat. And even the navigators and the astropaths were meant to be wiped out as well. We had an army ready, standing by to do that as well, the Black Ships and the Sisters of Silence. And the Emperor's great work was the Webway Project. Unifying all the lost tribes of man, bringing them back together, and using the Webway Project to unite the lost tribes of man and put the tools down. And then Magnus happened. He did a few things wrong, and here we are. But it was about protecting any suitably advanced psychic race will eventually lead to its own extinction. Malcador says it in The End and the Death, and Samus says it at The End of the Death. So you hear it from both sides of the coin. You hear the Chaos guy say it, the voice of Chaos say it, and the voice of the Emperor say it. Which means it's probably one of the few things in the whole of the Heresy canon that's actually true. Because sometimes you hear things and then you see the thing and you realize the person saying the thing is just straight up lying. But when you've got both of the opposing things saying the same thing, a suitably advanced psychic species will lend to its own extinction. That's what happened to the old ones, and that's what happened to the Eldar, and that's what will happen to humanity through the rise of the Dark King, the eighth god of chaos, the primordial annihilator. And the Emperor was trying to prevent that from occurring. And you could argue that he did. That he wrapped the galaxy in 10,000 years worth of steel and ceramite and armor. And for 10,000 years, he's held humanity on the brink of extinction, because we have not gone quietly into that good night, because the whole of humanity has not been destroyed by species death. We've been able to hold off 10,000 years of chaos advances and the rise of the Necrons and the rise of the Tyranids. He wrapped the galaxy in a suit of armor and kept the species from dying. And plugged himself into a pain engine and has endured 10,000 years of excruciating agony for every second of every minute of every hour of every day to keep humanity alive, like the goddamn hero he is. He did it for us. He did it for you. He did it for all of humankind. Av Imperiata. Praise the Emperor. Happy wargaming.